Hi everyone. I think I'm live. I thought I'd come out for a walk today. This is the first time I'm doing live from my phone, so let's see how it goes. I think maybe I'll be able to see the comments easier this way too, actually. So I'm in the forest, and I'm actually going to try not to move around too much because I don't want to make you dizzy in case some of you are in the midst of a migraine. I will try to keep steady, but I am holding my phone this time. So we'll see how it goes. Let me know if you're watching. Let me know if you're here, please. I can show you, though, the beautiful leaves. Obviously, we're into fall. I'm actually going to stand over here so that I can be steady for you. So, I want to know how your weekend was. If you are listening, actually, let me know if you can hear me okay, please. I'd love to know if you can hear me because I know I have my earbuds in. It doesn't always work in the first attempt. So we will just go with it and see how it ends up. I can't see if anybody is on right now watching. So today I do want to talk some more about having a plan for migraine attacks. It was a pretty popular one, it seemed, so I wanted to get into it a little bit more, but I am going to keep it short. I just do have a few additional suggestions for you. I also wanted to make sure that you're all aware of the masterclass that I'm hosting tomorrow called The 3 Ways to Improve Migraines Without Meds. It will be at 4 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. So if you haven't already registered, please do that. I will include the link again in the comments when I'm done. But yeah, it's one that you don't want to miss, and I'm not sure when I'm going to be hosting it again. So please register if you're able to make it. If you can't make it tomorrow, maybe let me know anyways that you would like to have joined, and we'll see what we can do about getting you a replay. So last week's live was about having a plan. And so I want to know first off if any of you have started to create one for yourself, if you didn't have one already, or maybe you've adopted something that you have. And what did you add to it? Have some of you maybe started to think about using ginger? It's kind of an easier one, and it seems like it is effective for a lot of people. So let me know if ginger is something you're planning on bringing in. Or I know another one that may have surprised some of you is going for a walk when you start to feel a migraine coming on, rather than laying down in a dark room and just using an ice pack and that kind of thing. So I'd love to hear what you have done, what you plan to do still. And, today I am going to be sharing a few more suggestions. So the first one actually relates to paying attention to when and what you're eating. So we talked about blood sugar and wanting to keep blood sugar levels regulated because low blood sugar can bring on migraines for many, many people. So this comes back to, making sure that you're eating every 4 to 5 hours, watching that you're not only eating refined carbs or processed foods, and especially not without eating a fat and or a protein as well. So ideally you're having a complex carb with a fat and a protein. So for me, I like to make sure that I'm bringing snacks with me if I'm going out and I'm going to be out for an unpredictable number of hours. Or even if I'm going somewhere and I know that the type of food that will be available may not be something that I want to be eating, or something that might cause me to not feel so well, I will always have something with me. So for me, I'm bringing things like granola bars, and you have to be careful about the ingredients of granola bars because they can be high in sugar and they can contain ingredients that you can't pronounce. That's always a bad sign. So look for granola bars that have, less than 6 ingredients, and the fewer ingredients, the better, and low in sugar. So I'll also cut up veggies sometimes. If it's just a short trip, it is easier to just bring nuts and seeds, granola bars, but if it might be a longer day, then I'll also bring veggies and hummus, or apple slices with nut butter. But let me know if you do this too, if you pack your purse with snacks and what kind of snacks you're bringing along with you. And also, of course, I'll bring water. Always have water with me. If it's going to be longer than, an hour or two, it's a good idea. My number 2 suggestion today is to eat in a way that supports migraine. even when you're not feeling that you have the energy. But there's ways to prepare yourself for this, for those times, because we can get in a bad cycle of low energy, getting a migraine, having additional days of low energy where we don't feel like cooking big meals. We don't feel like preparing or planning or thinking about it, let alone grocery shopping. So the ideal is to have things in place so that you don't have to necessarily have a lot of energy to be eating well. This might include, so this is where cutting corners is absolutely recommended, but in a way that enables you to eat healthy as well. So buying pre-cut vegetables and prepared meats so that you don't have to do all of that chopping, the washing, chopping, and preparing at home to minimize it. The other suggestion I would have is if you have a crock pot, make use of that. You can throw things in the morning, your pre-cut, pre-washed veggies with some meat, and then at the end of the day you come home from work, or your family comes home and dinner's ready. You don't have to worry about it. You can also actually buy frozen veggies and steam them. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You can also, my one go-to, I go through bouts of it, but I love smoothies. So I'll take a handful of greens. I'll add in a protein like protein powder or hemp seeds, and then my berries or fruit, and then a healthy fat like MCT oil or avocado. And then I'll also, add in, of course, a nut-based. So usually it's a dairy-free milk, so it's like either coconut milk or almond milk or oat milk. And I think that is a typical smoothie for me. Sometimes banana, but I know that can sweeten it up a bit too much. It can be a little bit too high sugar for some people. So smoothies are great. And something else that I'll use to cut corners is I will double up recipes. I have to admit, I haven't been doing a lot of the cooking in the house for months and months and months now. My mother-in-law is with us and she is doing a lot of the cooking. My own mom is bringing food too and making it at our house. So, but all this to say, we all try to make extra so that if you do have a day where you don't feel like cooking, you have leftovers from the night before, either for your lunch or for your dinner. It's hard sometimes to keep leftovers around. My husband eats a lot, and no matter how much we make, it seems like it's hard to make enough to have enough leftovers for a second full dinner for everyone. But if we really set our minds to it, I'm sure we could figure it out. So yes, double up those recipes. And then lastly, I would say ask for help. If you feel like you don't have it in you, you can't be cooking for the family or even for yourself on a particular day, ask somebody who is making food for themselves to make some for you too. Or, ask your kids if they're old enough at that age where they can make food to say, I need help, can you make this for me? And then, be specific even about what kind of food you want. Ordering groceries. I know that a lot of grocery stores nowadays are doing deliveries, so take advantage of that too. So my last suggestion that I wanted to share today was to keep a migraine emergency kit with you. So I guess what I would consider my migraine emergency kit these days is I'll have definitely always my water with me. I'll have my snacks. I will have my essential oils, which is the blend that I use right now in a roller bottle is frankincense, copaiba, peppermint, and lavender. And it's in a roller bottle, so it's easy to apply on my forehead, on my neck, whenever I'm starting to feel those prodrome symptoms. Remembering we want to recognize what those symptoms are for ourselves so that when we are out, we can tell if something's starting and actually do something quickly, immediately for it. The other thing that I'll have with me is, some people have ginger like lozenges with them. That is something that I don't currently have, but I'm thinking of it. I also have my medication. I have Advil on me, and I have my prescription medication. I haven't had to use my prescription in over 10 months now, but I do have one with me from what I had left over. I still have it there just in case. Absolutely nothing wrong with keeping your, meds on you if you're still needing them. And then sunglasses. I know some people also like to have earplugs with them. If they're in a noisy environment, they start feeling something on, they can pop their earplugs in. and that helps muffle the noise so that it's not as disruptive and painful for them. So that, I believe, covers all of the suggestions I had for adding to your plan. So your migraine emergency kit, things to have in your purse and on you when you're out of the house. How to, make sure you're preparing good food for yourself even when you don't have the energy to. And then, how to cut corners. And the blood sugar, of course, the blood sugar factor is very important. Eating meals 4 to 5 hours apart max. And I mean, it is bio-individual. Some people can go longer. If you can't go more than, say, 2 hours without feeling that blood sugar drop, then you're either what you're eating isn't serving you, or it's spiking your blood sugar too much, and then you're having a subsequent extreme drop. Or what's happening is, you could have just blood sugar dysregulation, and you need to manage that, and it might take some time before you can go for longer stretches without food, but definitely the types of things that you're eating has a huge impact on blood sugar, on top of other lifestyle things. So that's it for today. A reminder again about tomorrow's masterclass, the 3 ways to improve migraines without meds. And, in there we're going to be talking about the secrets of regaining control over your migraines, and not without obsessing over triggers, and, without depriving yourself of everything, and without turning to just treatments, procedures, and medication. This is like a natural approach, food and lifestyle stuff. And, I get into the factors that can underlie migraines and that you want to be actually tackling on top of doing whatever you're already doing to manage them, of course. But this will actually give you those long-term results that you want. And then we'll also talk about why relying on meds is not going to help. It may make things worse, something you have to do absolutely in the meantime, and maybe forever, but maybe there are ways you can cut back. So we'll get into what kinds of things we can be doing if that is one of our goals, and then how we can of our genes. So migraines may be hereditary, and everyone in our family may experience them to different degrees, but there's a reason for that. There's ways that we can reduce the intensity of them. There's a way that we can reduce how often we get them. Some people can even eliminate them once they address these lifestyle and food factors, because there's something called epigenetics. It's our food and lifestyle can actually impact the expression of our genes. So even though we are predisposed to migraines, there are things that we're doing that are, having us have more attacks, or things that trigger us to even start to get them in the first place. So I hope you'll join me. Again, I'm going to drop the link in the comments in a little bit, but I hope to see you there. Let me know if you have any questions, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.